Fast food workers, what's an item people should absolutely stop ordering from your restaurant? It confirmed what I already believed. Never get ice. No sodas from soda machines. McDonald's is the devil, and Subway sucks. To help earn money for my son's school trip to the British Isles, he and I worked at a concession stand for HS football games, among a bunch of other things. At the very first game, the stadium supervisor helped us set up. He opened a cabinet and took out the nacho cheese machine, and plugged it in. He opened the lid and looked inside. That should last a couple of hours. When it starts getting low, take a bag, cut a corner off and squeeze it in. When you are done tonight, just unplug it and stick it back in the cupboard so it will be ready for next week. That was 20 years ago. I haven't eaten nachos since that evening. It really speaks for what the cheese is actually made of. Waffle House cook. If we are talking health reasons, everything. There is nothing remotely healthy on the menu. Otherwise I say grits because they can sit for hours and managers will try to keep them looking fresh even though they cost next to nothing to buy. I don't go to Waffle House for its quality food. I go because I'm drunk. Worked at Krispy Kreme for 2 years. Just so you know, the donuts are absolutely fresh, brought in twice a day. Don't order any of the coffee bean drinks, though they never ever change the ice chest. Arby's. Meat Mountain. This is a sandwich with every type of meat we have in the store. If you wanna look it up, enable safe search. I swear to God, if one person says a McChicken, I will jump out my bedroom window. Came into this thread solely to look for this. We still safe. I used to work at a movie theater. Unless things have changed, never order the hot dogs. They sit there for a long time. Butter most likely gets removed from the pumps and put back in jugs for the next day, so don't do that, and stay away from pickles. Worked at a small dive bar chain, whose gimmick is that everything on the menu is $5.65 CAD. The nachos, for the same price as a burger, or pasta, or literally anything else on the menu, you got a fistful of cheese on top of some chips. They also suck to make. We would heat them up on the plate we served them on, and then would put the burning hot plate on top of a cold one to serve. So many unnecessary burns, and so many extra dishes. Culver's worker here. We're usually actually kinda serious about making everything fresh, but crispy chicken sandwiches are usually the things that are around 30 minutes here. If we're talking annoyance to make, stop ordering gluten-free buns unless you have an allergy. We need to get all new condiments specifically for your order. I don't know if this counts, but I used to date a restaurant inspector. He said always go to the bathroom to wash your hands before buying food at a fast food joint. If the soap dispenser is empty, leave. If the condition of the restroom is filthy, leave. Long John Silver's, 2006. Baked cod on a bed of rice. We would microwave it in a paper dish. Probably could have stopped at Long John Silver's. Seafood is assuredly the one thing I will never order fast food. Sonic. Small Sonic blasts. They break the cup every time. I once worked at a Dairy Queen. This is definitely true. I was always on the mixer and the mini and small cups definitely get wrecked pretty often and make a mess. I worked in a local coffee and donut shop and nobody ever cleaned the soda machines. They were so gross the first time I cleaned them. I asked if anyone knew how to do it and nobody knew. Nobody had ever done it. Used to work at Panda Express. No real complaints about the ingredients and food prep, but don't buy any shrimp on trays if you actually want to have full meal. They purposely use a smaller serving spoon to make it appear you're getting a lot of food. I believe it was 6 shrimps per serving max was the policy. Can confirm. I ordered this last week, and I was like, seriously, 6 shrimp? I paid extra. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. All of the smoothies, except the detox ones, have so much sugar in them. You're not being healthy by going there. I usually ask for no added sugar. Does this help? Is it already in there? I never worked fast food but figured this was worth relaying. When my father-in-law was diagnosed with lung cancer and started chemo, the hospital gave him a list of things to avoid because his immune system was compromised. A lot of stuff was obvious, like soft serve ice cream and anything from a soda fountain because the nozzles on both don't always get cleaned that well. Some stuff made sense but wasn't obvious until I read it, like don't get slices of pizza, because they have been sitting out, and when getting a whole pizza ask for it unsliced, because the pizza cutter only gets washed at the end of the day and sits on the counter going through every pizza. But the one that surprised me the most was don't get Jamba Juice. It was the only company called out by name, and it wasn't don't get certain things from there, it was just don't get Jamba Juice period. Makes me wonder how gross their stuff must get. I work at a Jamba. I can only think that our blender bases aren't cleaned but once a day and only with water. That, and our smoothies are based on fountain stands that get cleaned every 3 days or so depending on how busy it is. Otherwise, we're really strict on glove changes, contamination, and cleaning out the blenders. This was back in the day, but my first job was McDonald's. One day we got a call from a sister store asking if we'd had any complaints about our shakes. I said no. They did if we did refer it to them. Turns out a mouse had died in the machine at some point and had been chewed up by the internal mixer. Yeah, I don't get shakes from there anymore and I eye the ice cream especially hard. Let me tell you about peanut butter and ketchup. Don't get decaf coffee at Burger King. Maybe this was just the one I worked at, but we didn't actually brew any decaf. Whenever someone ordered it, my manager would just have me water down the regular coffee. I worked at Burger King for 2 years and we always had decaf coffee. It was in orange bags. Your store was asking for a lawsuit. Okay, so not fast food, but I worked at Fuddruckers and once we had a family came in with a child who was extremely deathly allergic to cheese, meaning I had to make that kid a burger wrapped in aluminum foil on the grill with a different pair of gloves, all the while cooking 50 other burgers and praying I don't kill this kid. If your kid is deathly allergic to something, please dear God don't put it on a 17-year-old kid to keep them alive. Like that's just not cool at all. I work at a relatively well-known bakery with walnuts in our most populated item. One woman said, oh it's fine, we have an EpiPen when finding this out. Feel like I should be able to refuse service to those people. Burgers from Sheetz are microwaved. The grill marks are fake. Bacon is microwaved too. Also, don't drink the fricking peanut butter shakes. One particular peanut butter shake has nearly 2,000 calories in it. Realize that the place I work apparently has standards miles above other places and also I'm only ever eating at my work and home from now on. Subway's meat all comes packaged. No surprise really. However, when you open up the package of turkey, you get hit with a wave of farts. The turkey smells like real, actual human farts. My manager even warned me about it before I opened my first package. Also, when we made the tuna salad we would have to weigh out a pound of mayo to mix with the fish. If you go in the morning, all of the meats, cheeses, vegetables, bread are whatever was left from the night before. That stuff gets used up before they start using everything that's been freshly made cut. I worked in several Tim Hortons as a teenager. The ice cap machine never gets cleaned. Never ever. One of the girls I worked with went into anaphylaxis after making herself an ice cap at the end of her shift. She had a severe penicillin allergy. At least the penicillin will kill all the other bad types of bacteria. Worked at an AMC theater for 2 years. Do not buy the coffee unless it's early morning when we first open. Otherwise you're gonna drink coffee that's been sitting out for a solid 5 hours, at least. When you order a pizza, look for the specials. On Pizza Hut's website, you could order a large pizza with 2 toppings for $18. But if you go to the deals tab, that same pizza could be had for $8. They won't apply the discounts for you automatically. Sometimes you gotta look for them. You're ordering pizza wrong if you're not looking for deals. Domino's worker here. Nothing gross really that we do, but for the love of God stop ordering our bread twists. Unless you want the cinnamon ones, you can order the Parmesan bread bites. It's the same amount of dough in total for like $3 cheaper. Former Applebee's employee. It's not quite fast food but fast and casual dining. So much of the food is in frozen vacuum sealed packages that are thawed in vats of boiling water or microwaved. The things that need to look nice spend 1-2 minutes on each side on a grill for appearance, but they are not fresh. Think steak, burgers, chicken breast. Beyond that, salads are often assembled or at least exposed to the side of the main food line by your servers. The people handling money and bussing food in out. The people who probably aren't washing their hands and gloving every time they toss some croutons on your salad. Bottom line, Applebee's is to be avoided. At least the Midwest franchises I worked for. Update. Good news for Applebee's lovers. Based on the mixed comments from other current and former employees, it seems that many of the disturbing food prep practices aren't universal and may be specific to certain regions and franchises. Bad news. Also, based on comments from other employees, these practices existed at more than just my franchise and still do at some locations. I don't know how you would distinguish between these as a customer rather than to visit the kitchen. Eat at your own risk. Not technically fast food, but don't order room service at small hotels. You're getting charged really high prices for pre-prepared, oftentimes frozen food that is heated up in what is basically a toaster oven. Cold cut sandwiches are the only real exception. BLT your brains out, but don't order the burger. Panera worker here. Nothing's gross or illegal, but just know that half of everything we serve comes in frozen. Soups, meats, some pastries and the mac and cheese pastas all comes in frozen. But to answer the question, the calorie count for the mac and cheese is absurdly high. I don't remember the exact number, but do your body a favor and limit how many times you have it. There's people who come in several times a week to order a bread bowls of mac and cheese who don't realize how bad it is for you. Also, on the topic of our mac and cheese, it's not special Panera brand mac and cheese, it's Nestle mac and cheese. If you go somewhere and order mac and cheese in a frickin' bread bowl and don't realize it's a calorie nightmare, maybe the problem isn't the restaurant. Raisin Canes. Yes, everything is made to order. Yes, they had insane cleaning standards. Believe me, my butt was there cleaning the store till 5 in the morning after third shift. Thank God. Former Firehouse Subs shift manager. Don't order anything that isn't sliced meat or the meatball. The steak is frozen and greasy. The chicken is grilled and then frozen and packaged. Just not worth the $12. Also, don't drink sweet tea there after 8 PM. It's probably bad. Sweet tea needs to really be younger than 4 hours old, and unless they got slammed, they don't make new sweet tea after 4 PM. Also, those Coke-free style machines are a pain and difficult to clean. Also, every drink comes out the same spigot, which is gross. Domino's UK based. Never order the tandoori chicken. It never gets used, especially during the week. It's at least 2 days old from all the tub switching and most likely semi-slimy. Domino's, tandoori chicken. Lol, was definitely not planning on it. As a Brit looking to move to the US, all I can say is cheers for the list. I'm bookmarking this for a 6-month head start on US fast food. As for the UK, Wetherspoons. Think pubs ran as a fast food chain. Have a running joke where the cook is basically a microwave. I take it depends on each individual Wetherspoons pub. Mind. If you order any of the all-day breakfast items at McDonald's after around 1 o'clock, it will most likely be a few hours old. I worked MCDS in the early 2000s. Then there were trays with timers that newly cooked meats went into. Once the timer went off, leftovers were tossed, unless management walked by and reset the timers. Worked at a sandwich shop and they had a contest for someone to have a sandwich named after them. They settled on slices of chicken, apples, and honey served on a croissant and grilled. Funny thing is, it was pretty popular and I never thought much of it until I tried it. It's not good. The Larry David. Just came here to say that without a doubt, you can go to any Quick Trip and order any of their kitchen or roller items and they will be fresh. But you're getting ripped off when you buy a slice of the pizza, or a whole pizza. For some reason we charge a ridiculous amount for it. TBH, it's not quite worth it. Jack in the Box. I don't know why anyone orders the bacon cheddar potato wedges. It's fake cheese with fake bacon on fried potatoes. I'm trying to remember the ingredient list on the cheese, but I distinctly recall nowhere on the packaging did it say it contained dairy. It also smells like feet. So you're saying it's vegan? D. Arby's. If you order the secret menu item that shall not be named, not only are you Satan, but you are also eating a nasty butt sandwich. Tell me the secret item, please. I worked at Starbucks. Nobody who values their health should order a white mocha anything. That white mocha crap is absurdly unhealthy and disgusting to work with. Back around 2003 to 2004, my ex-wife worked for Wendy's. When they were about to fry a new batch of chicken nuggets, the other employees would just dip the bottom of the plastic bag into the fryer so that it would melt and the nuggets would fall out. They were too freaking lazy to open the bag properly. I never ate there after hearing that. Just trying to get a little cancer stan. Former Chick-fil-A employee here. Because it's Chick-fil-A that everybody is a-okay with your needlessly complex order. Doesn't bother the cashiers so much, but it stalls the kitchen immensely when you want something that's not on the menu, but can be made with the ingredients we have. I used to work at KFC and our manager tried to make us cook chicken that was past its expiration date. My mom worked at Dairy Queen and told me to always get the chicken because they have to make it fresh. She said that they just microwave the hamburgers. Don't tell me that. I love the flamethrower burger. I always thought it was fresh. Used to work as a server at Outback. The bloomin' onion costs around 70 cents to make and they sell it for like $8. I was tipped off by a waitress friend to always order bloom petals instead of the whole onion. Fewer pieces but half the cost. I work at Starbucks. All food comes in frozen, but the egg bites come in vacuum sealed packages with each one individually packaged. We have to massage them, then pop them out of the plastic. They're a pain to get out of the oven because I guess they play hockey while they're cooking and end up on two separate sides of the oven. The oven starts screaming at us. Then, when finally we take them out of the oven, grease pops on our hand. I worked at Starbucks too, and my favorite was the people who would come in and ask if the pastries were fresh. Like, yes, I just got done whipping up 50 croissants, 50 brownies, perfect cookies, etc. all in the past hour. I have been working at Chick-fil-A for 2 years. I am a kitchen manager and I can tell you that we do not serve old chicken. Everything is timed 20 minutes or less. The waffle fries are timed at 5 minutes or less. We make sure everything is labeled and dated correctly. If there is bad chicken we immediately throw it away. If there is old chicken we place it on the cool down timer. It's basically used for soups, but everything is done correctly, at least in my store. Like this video and this good be will play you a nice song. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.